The Janitor and the Stars. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived an old man named Arthur. He wasn't a famous scientist or a celebrated artist. Arthur was a janitor at the local observatory, a place where people came from all over to gaze at the wonders of the universe. Every evening, as the last of the astronomers packed up their gear and the visitors trickled out, Arthur would begin his work. He'd sweep the floors, polish the brass railings, and clean the giant lenses of the telescopes with a care that bordered on reverence. To most, Arthur was just part of the background, a silent figure with a mop and a bucket. They saw him, but they didn't really see him. They'd nod politely, lost in their thoughts of nebulae and distant galaxies, never imagining that the old janitor knew more about the stars than many of them combined. You see, Arthur had a secret. He didn't just clean the observatory. He listened. For over 50 years, he had absorbed the conversations of the world's greatest minds. He'd heard them debate the nature of black holes, argue over the expansion of the universe, and express sheer wonder at the birth of a new star. He read the discarded notes, studied the charts left behind, and pieced together a cosmic puzzle that filled his heart with awe. One cold, clear night, a young and brilliant but very frustrated astronomer named Dr. Lena Petrova was struggling. She was on the verge of a major discovery, hunting for a faint, elusive exoplanet, but her calculations were just slightly off. The data wasn't matching her theory, and after weeks of sleepless nights, she was ready to give up. As she slumped over her desk, head in her hands, Arthur quietly entered the room to empty the trash bin. "Tough night, miss?" he asked softly, his voice raspy from years of quiet observation. Lena sighed, not really expecting him to understand. "It's impossible," she mumbled. "I'm looking for a planet, but it's like it's playing hide and seek. The gravitational pull is there, but I can't pinpoint it." Arthur paused, leaning on his broom. He looked at the complex equations scrawled across her whiteboard. "You're looking for one," he said, more of a statement than a question. Lena looked up, surprised. "Yes, of course." Arthur shuffled a little closer, a twinkle in his eye. "But what if it's not one? What if it's two smaller ones, dancing together? Their combined pull would look like one big one from here, but they'd be wobbly. They'd hide each other as they orbit." He pointed a weathered finger at a specific point in her complex chart. "Right there. The light curve has a double dip. It's faint, but it's there." Lena stared at him, then at her data, her mind racing. A binary planet system. It was a rare and controversial theory, but it fit. It explained the wobble, the inconsistent readings, the faint double dip she had dismissed as noise. It was brilliant. It was the missing piece. She frantically began running her calculations, her fingers flying across the keyboard. As the new models loaded on the screen, her jaw dropped. There they were, two small planets, orbiting a distant star, exactly where the old janitor had suggested. She turned to thank him, to ask him how he knew. But Arthur was already gone, his soft sweeping the only sound in the hallway. The next day, the observatory was buzzing with excitement. Dr. Petrova had made a groundbreaking discovery that would change the field of astronomy. When reporters asked her how she did it, she didn't take all the credit. She told them about the janitor. "I was just the one with the fancy degree," she explained with a humble smile. "The real discovery was made by the man who has spent 50 years not just looking at the stars, but truly listening to them." That evening, for the first time, the astronomers and visitors didn't just nod at Arthur. They stopped. They talked to him. They asked him questions. And Arthur, with a gentle smile, shared his quiet wisdom, not from textbooks, but from a lifetime of paying attention. He showed them that you don't need a PhD to be filled with wonder, and that sometimes the greatest insights come from the most unexpected places. The story of Arthur, the janitor who knew the stars, became a local legend. It was a beautiful reminder that passion, curiosity, and a lifetime of listening can be just as powerful as any formal education. It taught everyone at the observatory that every single person has a unique perspective, a hidden universe of knowledge within them. All we have to do is take a moment to stop, look up from our own busy lives, and listen. You never know what secrets the universe might whisper back through the most unlikely of messengers. Arthur continued to sweep the floors, but now he was no longer invisible. He was the keeper of the observatory soul, the man who cleaned the windows to the cosmos, both literally and figuratively. He was a star in his own right. Thank you so much for watching. Stories like this remind us to look for the wonder and wisdom in everyone around us. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever met someone like Arthur? Share your story. Until next time, keep looking up.